Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also, let's not forget about their new Star Wars TV shows, the new Star Wars trilogy of films, and other movies out there that are currently in the early development phase by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that, yes, we do know that they are working very closely with George, John, and Dave to deliver as much authentic Star Wars material as possible in order to really give the fans something true to look forward to. At the end of the day, that's exactly what they want, is that they want to actually recapture the experience, the magical experience of the original trilogy and everything associated with George Lucas. Say what you will about the prequels, but at the very minimum, the prequels still felt like Star Wars to me. When I look at the sequel trilogy, it really just seems like it's something different. There are little spurts, little moments in the sequel trilogy where it truly feels like Star Wars, but a lot of moments in episodes 7, 8, and 9, it just really feels very disjointed. I don't know how to explain it. Now, when we look at everything related to George Lucas, he's very much hard at work on Disney+. They got over a dozen Star Wars projects in the early development phase. In fact, they're already working on the other TV shows that are going to be pretty much connecting to The Mandalorian. We got a Boba Fett Star Wars spin-off TV series that's currently in development. There's going to be an Ahsoka Tano TV series, since Ahsoka Tano is going to be in The Mandalorian Season 2 in the later episodes, so keep an eye open for that. However, what's really exciting all has to do with one of George Lucas's Star Wars TV shows that are truly going to redefine Star Wars as we know it. Now, specifically, George Lucas, as of right now, is working closely with creators like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau in order to develop the new Star Wars universe to become more successful than how it has actually been handled before by Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy. Now, it's described that George Lucas is getting ready to begin work on his brand new Star Wars TV series for Disney Plus that is said to be reworked as a version of Star Wars Underworld from the late 2000s that was cancelled, that is now being resurrected by Lucas and his team. So you guys may very well not remember, but Star Wars Underworld was going to be the first live-action Star Wars TV series before The Mandalorian. It was cancelled. You guys can go ahead and look up the leaked test footage. It's actually on there. It's all official. George Lucas was working on it, but they scrapped the project. Now, past this, it's explained that currently both John and Dave are helping Lucas with developing this new show that they plan to release on Disney Plus sometime in 2023. The Star Wars Underworld series is set to take place on the world of Coruscant primarily, that will tell a tale of criminals and crime syndicates within the Star Wars franchise. Now, the series is set to take place roughly 1 month after the events of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and the events of Order 66. So let me stop right here for a second. Now, in case you guys are very well unaware, Coruscant has a lot to do with the underworld of the crime syndicates and the overall criminal lords, the criminal overlords, if you will, in the Star Wars franchise. Now, that's going to be expanded in Star Wars lore by Disney, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're pretty much picking up the scraps of what George Lucas tried to create back, around 2007 to 2008, and they are really trying to push this thing forward onto Disney Plus to really give the fans something true to look forward to. Now, however, think that this is a fantastic idea on George's end. I think that he knows what he's doing. He obviously knows that the Star Wars fans want to see different angles of Star Wars. The Mandalorian gives you the bounty hunter side of things. This show, however, is going to give you the criminal side of Star Wars. Everything that happens pretty much on the black market or in the shadows. That, to me, I find to be the most interesting above the whole bounty hunter aspect of Star Wars. I don't know about you, but to me, I think that this really is heading in a better direction than ever before. So, moving on from all of this, alright, it's described that bounty hunters are also set to play a major role in the new show for Disney Plus. However, they will not be the main focus. So there's a big possibility that we could very well see, more to do with other bounty hunters that we actually are aware of in the current canon that will be a part of the show. So not just that, but also Disney is going to bring back Darth, Maul, of all characters in the new series that will give fans something exciting to look forward to. Disney first brought back Maul in Solo: A Star Wars Story by introducing him as the leader of Crimson Dawn, a crime syndicate in the galaxy. Not just that, but also George Lucas will be the one utilizing how Darth Maul will be used in the new Star Wars TV show, and that he has been in the talks with actor Ray Park to come back into the franchise on Disney+. Let me stop right here for a second. So, this most likely is the Untitled Crimson Dawn TV series that we actually talked about 9 months ago, give or take. Disney Plus was going over this idea, this overall concept of a Star Wars show that would feature Darth Maul and the crime syndicates around the galaxy. Here it is. It seems to be the resurrected version of Star Wars Underworld by George Lucas that is going to come into play here for Disney Plus. Now, what are fans going to really make out of this? Now, it's not all too confusing, the fact that Darth Maul lived after the Phantom Menace. There was a lot of work that went into that major decision, but it was indeed approved by George Lucas. In fact, what's really exciting to me and surprising is the fact that they want to make Darth Maul a prominent figure in this new show, and they want him to be portrayed by Ray Park. Now, we do know that there were some issues with Ray Park. I'm not going to really go into details on that. You guys can go ahead and look that up on the internet. It was very much a messy situation with Ray Park, and we're not quite sure if, what was false and what was real about that. But Ray Park, there was a moment in time where the fans were pretty sure that he was no longer going to be involved in Star Wars over that major situation of what happened. You guys know what I'm talking about for sure, but I was for certain that at the very minimum, they would get somebody else to fill in for the role as Darth Maul, if he ever came to light in another Star Wars show or Star Wars spin-off show, whatever it may be. I think that Sam Witwer should really be the one, if Ray Park does not make the cut, to fill in as Darth Maul. I think that he can really pull it off, but that's just my take on things. Anyways, moving on from this is where things begin to really pick up and get even all the more detailed, is that this major actual plan in addition to Star Wars is said to also feature a younger version of Kira from the Solo: A Star Wars Story movie, and that they have been in the talks with Emilia Clarke to come back into the Star Wars world by using some form of de-aging technology in the show that will give her a slightly younger appearance. Multiple crime syndicates are said to be a part of Star Wars Underworld that will give fans a glimpse into the crime lords of the Star Wars franchise. The Hutts are also described to play a part in the series that will begin production sometime in 2022. The new series is also set to include Sith lore that will be either discovered or stolen from either crime syndicates, and that the Sith lore and artifacts will be used as a backdrop in the actual show for these crime lords to actually survive. As always, Star Wars is about redemption. Like with The Mandalorian going over the redemption of Din Djarin, Lucas will be introducing a brand new villain that will fall into the category of an anti-hero, more so that will eventually become a villain to stay with the tune of Star Wars being a redemption story of becoming a hero. Now, this is to ensure that Star Wars can continue to thrive when it comes to its heroes and villains that will be introduced in the new show for Disney+. However, it's noted that the series is set to also bring back other familiar faces within the Star Wars world that will connect to other aspects of the canon by Disney. Lucasfilm wants to make sure that this series will be considered a big success so that they can actually continue to create higher budget Star Wars TV shows. So, guys, like I say, this is a very big addition to Star Wars. The fact that they are resurrecting Star Wars Underworld, bringing it back into fruition here, bringing it back to reality, I think is a great move by Bob Chapek and the higher-ups over at Disney. It just shows us that they really want to make things right for Star Wars fans. They want to bring things back to the way things used to be in order to really make it successful. So with that being said, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.